Mrs. Dennis started looking at something with you guys that was related to something that we looked at last week. Can anybody remember what Mrs. Dennis would have covered with you guys yesterday? Come on, anybody, guys? Come on. What did Mrs. Dennis cover with you? That was just yesterday, possibly in the afternoon. Okay. All right. Good. No, I was seeing the question was what was the topic covered yesterday? All right. Yuri said expository writing. Pedrone says definition and classification. Okay. I'm seeing pieces to a puzzle that needs to be completed. All right. Marika says types of expository writing. All right, very good. All right. We were looking at, with Mrs. Dennis, types of exposition because there's more than one. Exposition isn't just where you explain how to do something, like the steps in doing something. There are various types of exposition. Okay. So let's go over our objectives. Okay. These are our objectives for yesterday, and they carry over to today. All right. The first objective is students will be able to define exposition. What is exposition, guys? Very good, Elvisina. Thank you. Comparison and contrast, process of expository how-to, comparison and contrast, definition and classification. But what is exposition in and of itself? What does that mean? What does it mean? What does exposition mean? I need more than ideas. I need more than that. What does exposition mean? What does expository mean? If something is expository, what is that thing doing? All right. I see description of ideas or theory. Okay. Explaining, and the explaining, yes. Informing, yes. Exposition has to do with explaining, with providing information. All right. Facts about something. Okay. Just the facts, ma'am. All right. So the second objective from yesterday that carries over to today was students would be able to outline the types of exposition. You guys have basically done that. You've already mentioned the types we looked at. Someone mentioned comparison, contrast. Someone mentioned how to. Someone mentioned definition, definition and classification. All right, and 3, identify the type of sample expository pieces. Now we haven't gotten there yet, right? But we will most likely get there today, and this will most likely involve you reading a piece and determining whether it is comparison, contrast, or or even if even if there are not paragraphs assigned, you will see sample expository pieces of each type of expository, each type of exposition. Okay, so we're going to move on. All right, so we don't need to go through this because this was done yesterday. All right, so just as a reminder, exposition or expository writing gives information about, explains, or exposes its audience to a topic. All right. The goal of this type of writing is to help people know and understand more about a particular topic. It can be about any kind of topic, anything, basically. An idea, person, place, event, or thing. And that's what's so exciting. And guess what, grade 11? I always encourage my students to, if you were to sit the BGCSE tomorrow, and you ask me, Mr. Walking, like what type of essay should I write? Which prompt should I use? Like, should I use a narrative prompt, descriptive, expository, persuasive? I would tell you to go expository. And the reason why I say that is because usually they give you expository topics that you can speak on, right? That you can expand on, give information, stuff that you can give information about, factual information, logical, factual information. Okay, because the truth is, expository writing is just about facts. It's not about your opinion, how you feel. For example, if I asked you to give me information about Cardi B's background, how did she become a rapper, right? Would it be appropriate, or would it make sense for you to tell me that, oh, Cardi B is my favorite rapper and this is why she's my favorite rapper? Would that make sense based on the question I asked you? Okay, so no, it would not make sense because I'm asking you about facts. I'm asking you, okay, where was Cardi born? What is her nationality? How tall is she? Who is she married to? How many children does she have? What did she do before she became a rapper? Who does she live with? Like, though that would be factual information, your opinion has no place there. But it's information. It would explain her background. It would answer the question I asked. Okay? It would expose me, all right, to information about Cardi B, right? Exposition doesn't have to be shared in writing. Many YouTube videos, documentaries, and speeches contain exposition. Now, guys, I'm going to play something for you, right? And I want you to tell me what you think about it in terms of what we're talking about right now, in terms of today's and yesterday's topic. All right? So I need you to listen up. All right, hopefully everyone can hear this.
Hey, teach me how to tell you, hey. Baby, like smooth. What? Can you teach me how to tell you? You know why? Cause all the girls love me, hey. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it, hit it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that dirty ride. Ain't nobody getting with my bro from on the side. He go by Bubba and he hit that death like thunder. Okay, I ain't from Dallas, but I deep town boogie. I show my moves on to everybody trying to do me. I lead the functions and all the ladies trying to screw me. Now you just do you, and I'ma do it all day. Dudes love to hate, so they try to screw me. Females be stuck to me, I think they try to glue me. I make the party shine bright when it started glooming. This beat was bubble gum, so I had to chew it.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Everybody love me. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. You ain't messing with my Dougie.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Everybody love me. Everybody love me. Everybody love me. You ain't messing with my Dougie.
The name is John. For them dudes who don't know me, I know I'm from the West, but I can teach you how to Dougie. I step up in the club and all these girls fuck me. Young your boy dancing, none of them know me. I hear the squad screaming like, hey, get it, bro. So I'm on my shoulders and I take it real low. They like how we do that, he can Dougie on the floor. And when your boy stop, they like Dougie some more. I'm like your boy kinda tired, and I pass it to the pro. Everybody down south dance, now we learn a little.
All right, so question. All right. Now, based on what we were talking about so far, what's up on the screen? Was that song in any way an expository in nature? Was that song kind of an exposition? You think? Okay, so what was the song informing you about? What was the song giving you information about or explaining in parts? Okay. Yes, but what were the can anyone give me an example, like how the Dougie, what does that mean? What does that mean? Did the song mention any particular? Thank you, Aaliyah. Move, put your arms out and lean out front and lean side to side. Yes, Paris. How the Dougie step by step. Okay, so notice that exposition it isn't just limited to boring language and math and science textbooks, right? It's not even limited to instruction manuals that come in your phones, that come with your phones, that come with your game consoles that you may have, like your PlayStation 4s, your PlayStation 5. Still waiting, right? It's more than that. It surrounds us. All right. Expository, anything that's informative is expository in nature. But there are different types. Okay. Good. All right. Okay. Now, we're just gonna look at these again. All right. These are some that you're familiar with. Telling how to make or do something, showing how things are similar or different, character description, portrayal, or sketch, defining or explaining an idea, theory, or belief, presenting a problem, and giving solutions in an editorial. Okay, and these, I think we stopped at, I can't remember if Mrs. Dennis stopped at comparison and contrast or how to. I think she stopped at how to. Mrs. Two, am I correct? I could be mistaken. I know it was how to or
Yes, I think she stopped at the how to.
Okay, guys.
Moving on to comparison and contrast.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Right, so here we go. So these are common types of exposition. All right, and like I said, it's not just limited to one thing. Like the gents in here, gents who are members of who still swim, the ones who swim, and the ones who didn't grow their hair out. You still swimming. You're a dedicated swimmer, right? If you need tips for your waves, where do you go? And you want some tips, all right, to improve your waves or to get more of a shine or a sheen, to have bigger waves. Where would you go?
Where would you usually go for that information, guys? Boom. Yes, you would go to YouTube because YouTube has tons of what? Tons of what? Tons of videos also, and we can call them, we can call the barbershop. Yeah. Well, YouTube has information, or it's a T word I'm looking for though. It's a T word. You guys are correct, but I'm looking for that T word. Thank you, Reagan. Yes, tutorials. And tutorials by nature are forms of exposition. They are how-tos. So they are tutorials are probably the most common form of exposition, all right, in writing and other forms of communication. Okay. And that's the one that we will most likely have the most use for, honestly speaking, day to day in a practical sense, right? So, right, definition and classification. All right, that's the first one that Mrs. Dennis talked about. Does anyone remember what that means? Definition and classification. Does anyone remember the part what the paragraph was about under the the title of definition and classification? Anyone remember what that paragraph talked about? It's right on the next slide, but I'm trying to see who's paying attention, who's watching these videos after they leave class when they have a minute. All right, good. Thank you, Danae. All right, Chad from Black Panther. Everyone remember that? Okay, and that was the definition and classification exposition type. And this is what it does: gives meaning, description, and examples to show what the topic is and does, how it appears, and what it is for. And that's exactly what that paragraph did. Okay, it gave a description of his life. It gave information about his background, and we knew what the purpose of the paragraph was. It was to inform us about his life. Okay, it was a summary of his life. Okay, it also divides and groups information about the topic. We saw that. All right, it puts examples of a topic into categories or groups based on their relationship to each other. We also saw that. And we also saw that character analysis writing often fits this kind of exposition. And it's not limited to fictional characters where you would write, like, you may read a book like The Skin I'm In. Now, I don't know, I can't, Michaela, was that one of the characters, I think? All right. If someone asks you to write a character sketch on Michaela, what you're doing is you're giving information about her, right? And in a character sketch, what would you usually talk about, guys? If you're talking about a fictional character, what are some of the things you would talk about? Or Malika. All right. Thank you. What were some of the things you would mention? If I said, okay, give me information about Malika's background, her parents, her personality, what would you know? Yes, appearance, personality, background. Background meaning where they're from, how old they are, their family living arrangement, whatever. Okay, so let's look at this example again. All right. So notice that the first sentence tells you from the jump that, all right, Chadwick Boseman was. It also goes on to tell you that he is widely known for his portrayal of T'Challa in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it also goes on to mention other roles. Now it shifts from who he was to the roles, and it moves to his background, where he was from. He was from South Carolina. All right. His education. All right. And lastly, and then most unfortunately, how he died. Okay. So this is an example of definition and classification. All right. So clearly they have classified various pieces of information about Chadwick Boseman's life here. Okay. And much information is given about his life here. Okay. All right. So this is the how-to, my favorite. All right. Remember, give steps to show something happens or can be done. All right. And it should be written in sequential order or chronological order. Like, for example, I was telling Mrs. Toot earlier today that during the pandemic, I learned how to do a lot of things, right? Like, I learned how to make ice cream. I learned how to cook fried rice. Like, I mean, I was running my own restaurant, man. Like, I was really carrying on bad, right? And it's simple. Does anyone want to hear the recipe for ice cream? Just put, if you want to hear it, just put yes in the chat. Just put yes. If you want to try it yourself, just put yes. Wow, Eric. Way to be open to experiences, new experiences. Come on, anyone else want to hear it? Okay. Yuri is like, nah. Kania's like, yeah. Brandon's like, yeah. It's very simple, guys. How many of you have a mixer at home? You know what a cake mixer, right? How many of you have one of those at home? Okay. Well, that's the most important thing. Once you have that, all you have to do is go to the store, buy a big carton of heavy cream, not half and half, heavy cream. It has to say heavy cream on it. You pour 2 cups of heavy cream into a bowl, a big bowl. Then you take the mixer and you have to beat beat the heavy cream with the mixer until the cream becomes less liquid and more almost like whipped cream, like thick. And after you've done that, then you have to buy a can of condensed milk. You know, that sweet thick milk. Pour it into the whipped cream. All right, and then this is for chocolate ice cream, by the way. And then you can get some cocoa powder. Now it's usually very bitter. Cocoa powder by itself is very bitter. It's not sweet. You throw that cocoa powder in there, about a half a cup, 2/3 of a cup, and then you mix all of that together. And then you get a spatula and mix it all together, and then pour it into a pan or a bread pan, which would be better. And then you put that in the freezer, cover that with plastic, and you have ice cream. All right. Now you may say, Mr. Walking, that's a lot. I rather just buy the ice cream out of the shop. But guess what? It's a little cheaper. Believe it or not, it's a little cheaper than buying like a gallon of ice cream. And you can control what you put in it. If you want to put cookie pieces in it, you can put it. If you want to put caramel, you know, it's just interesting. All right. Now we talked about Bitmojis yesterday, and we talked about how that could be done. Very interesting how-to here. All right. So, very simple. All right. Very simple. Okay. To begin creating your Bitmoji character, you'll need to download the Bitmoji app. You can download it for free from the App Store on iOS or the Google Play Store. On Android, you guys remember this from yesterday. Okay. So very simple. Now we move on to comparison and contrast. Okay. Now we know what these two terms mean. What does it mean to compare two things, guys? What does comparison mean? Mean? Okay. All right. Comparison means to find the similarities. Yes, to looking for alike things in it. Correct. All right. Now, not now, Ivan, you don't mean comparison means the opposite, right? Okay. I think you meant, I'm guessing you mean that for contrast. All right. Yes. Okay. So, and comparison and contrast is also a form of exposition when you're talking about differences between two things. Because you're giving, if for me to talk about differences between two things, I have to give what? For both of those things, I have to give what? Yeah, I have to give facts. Okay, information, facts, information. Yes, correct, correct. Okay. Um, all right. Comparison and contrast gives details about two topics, brings out the similarities and differences between the topics, can focus on the ways topics are alike, the ways topics are different, and what they have in common, obviously. All right, guys, so let's look at this paragraph now. Walmart and Target. Okay, where are the Walmart people? Raise your hand if you like Walmart more. If Walmart is your place when you go away, when you travel to the US. Like you have to stop there. Like your parents have to stop there, and you look at the cool stuff they have. You know, you can put your you can use the raise hand emoji or yes. All right. Walmart. Raise your hand if you like Walmart. All right. Okay, only two hands. Wow, no one else really cares. Okay. So, yes, Walmart and Target are both low-cost retail stores with gigantic revenues. As of 2019, Walmart is about 20 times the size of Target. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the hands. Oh, my mistake, guys. Thank you. You were just following instructions. I apologize. All right. I guess the rest of you are Target people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So Walmart and Target are both low-cost retail stores with gigantic revenues. As of 2019, Walmart is about 20 times the size of Target. Walmart stores sometimes extend over 180,000 square feet, aiming to offer the lowest price possible. Target runs large stores as well, but they are more focused on profit margins through the supply chain, which is why they are able to post lower revenues but higher profit margins. Walmart prefers the lowest cost, while Target angles more toward profit margin and youthful image. All right, so guys, what I want you to do in the chat is I want you to give me the tidbits of information, all right, or exposition, all right, that indicate differences between Walmart and Target. Give me one piece of information that separates Walmart from Target. How are they different? And then don't just say Walmart does this and Target doesn't. Someone say, well, Walmart does this, but Target does this. Walmart is like this, but Target is like that. All right. So in the chat, please just submit your responses. Look at the paragraph and share that information. Are they different? Yes, Walmart is 20 times the size of Target, and I don't think they mean the building. I think they mean in terms of revenue and the amount of stores, right? Because I think there are way more Walmarts than Targets in the world. Walmart Yeah, Walmart is blue and yellow. Target is red and white. Walmart prefers the lowest cost. And what does Target prefer in terms of cost? Yes, so Walmart is more about volume. Target is more about, hey, let's make more. Even let's try and make more of what we sell. All right, versus trying to make things cheaper so more people buy the stuff. So for Target, it's more about getting that profit, whereas Walmart is about profit too. But it's like even if we have like 1,000, if Target has 1,000 customers willing to pay more than a Walmart customer will pay. Walmart has 100,000 customers who want the lowest, but Walmart could still end up making more because they have more people to buy from them, right? All right, so guys, thank you for your participation. Okay, now we're going to talk about cause and effect. This is also a form of exposition, okay? And we know this is not our first time looking at cause and effect, correct? Haven't we looked at cause and effect earlier this term? Didn't we look at it earlier this term? Yes? No? Yes, sir. Great job, guys. Yes. All right. Now, cause is and effect is also a form of exposition. Cause is why something happens. We know that. Effect is what happens because of that cause. Cause and effect exposition gives details about what causes something to happen. It gives details about the effects of an event or decision and shows how one event is connected to another. So this is also, expository in nature. It's giving details, giving information. Again, remember, exposition has to do with information. All right? Um, being given, being explained. Okay? Because I mean, cause and effect in and of itself is kind of explanatory in nature. All right? Like for example, what is the effect of not drinking enough water? What happens if you don't drink enough water? Oh, definitely, yes. Headaches can definitely be a result. Dehydration, uh-huh. What else? You can fall. Yes, you can faint because you might think it's just food, but you also need that liquid, that good H2O, right? Yes. Okay, so yeah, and there's a reason for that. All right. All right, so let's look at this. Okay, cause and effect. Example of cause and effect. Yes, it can make you sick, Debriana, and you'll wonder why. All right, continued use of any face mask, including the N95 respirator, has not been shown to cause carbon dioxide poisoning or lack of enough oxygen in healthy people. For some persons with severe long-lasting lung disease, wearing a mask may make breathing more difficult, but not because of CO2 buildup. Healthcare workers who regularly wear masks for long periods as part of usual care, such as when performing surgery, have not reported negative effects from this practice. Cloth reduce the number of microorganisms that someone releases into the air. So the more people wear masks in an area, the fewer potential viral droplets go into the space, and the less risk that someone will be exposed to an airborne virus. And see, guys, that's the thing, right? Like, a lot of people say the masks don't work. You need an N95 mask, like these regular masks, and that's the government trying to psych someone. Like, okay, I understand that a lot of people feel that way, but guess what? The mask thing is not so much, from what I understand, it's not so much about pro- protecting you from other people, but you keeping others safe from you, right? Because like it says, if you are wearing a mask, the possibility of droplets from your mouth, because when we normally talk, like even if you don't feel it, like all kind of little droplets coming out of people's mouths when they're talking to you, landing all over your body, all over your face, you just don't feel it. Lord help you if they really have like a spitty mouth issue, right? So wearing a mask reduces that risk. All right, the risk of you giving it to someone else, giving someone else what you have, if you have something. All right. So notice this is a very clear example of cause and effect. If you wear the mask, what is the effect? Yes, it can help save your lives. Ever seen it? You can't breathe properly. Yeah, for some people, yes, but for most people, that won't be an issue. Not to that point, because like it says here, like doctors who perform surgery, they have to wear, and other healthcare professionals, even before the pandemic, they wore medical masks, and some of these people work 12, 16, 18, like 24-hour shifts. Some people like they work days without any rest, and they're wearing masks the entire day, and it doesn't do anything to them, and we're just being asked to like wear masks when we are out, right? And like that means when you're out, like not even when we're out, like when we're in a store, right? Or a crowded place, you know, that's definitely a place to wear it. And if you're in your neighborhood or if you're walking through your corner, you don't have to have a mask on per se, right? But yeah, okay. So there's also the problem and solution. Oh, I like this one. Grade 11. How many of you just like to complain about problems, but you don't like to think about solutions? You just love to complain. Like, oh, Mr. Walking, I like to complain. So people understand, right? That they ain't making no sense, and that's why I need them to know that they're not making any sense. So I complain before I offer a solution. I complain some more, right? If that's you, you need to change, man. We need problem solvers, man. Okay. Um. So problem and solution. Now, obviously, a lot of exposition is involved here because if you have a solution, don't you have to explain a solution to a problem? Don't you even have to explain the problem too in order to get like? Can you solve a problem if you don't understand the problem? Guys, I need a little bit more participation, man. Like it's been a little dry today, a little dry. I don't know if it's because it's a Tuesday and you guys still crying over the fact that the weekend is over. You have to talk about the problem, right? For example, because if you have a problem, if you say, "Daddy, I have a problem," and your dad jumps in his car and say, he says, "Son, baby, I'm coming right now," right? Jumps in his car and he speeds over to you, hangs up the phone and everything. And when you see him at the door, he has his toolbox and his tool belt on. What's the problem? Can he fix your problem? Can he solve your problem? If is he equipped to solve the problem? No, because he must think you might be having car trouble or you may need something repaired, right? So you have to understand the problem first and foremost in order to give suggestions on how to solve it. Okay? So describes and gives details about a problem, something that causes harm, worry, or trouble. Give suggestions about how to solve the problem. All right? Example of problem and solution. Okay? Let's see you can learn how to be a better person today. Those of you who are saying I like to complain about problems and not offer a solution. Right? For students who don't live nearby, getting to school on time can be a problem. It's too far to walk. Catching a bus in the morning can be difficult because so many people are trying to get to work and school. Going by car takes a long time because of the heavy traffic on the roads. However, there are some simple solutions that work. Leaving home a few minutes earlier means that you can beat the rush of traffic. Riding with a friend who is always on time can help you be on time too. If all else fails, transferring to a school that is closer to you will make walking possible. All right, guys. So you think these are good solutions? Or are they like, meh? Are they okay? Meh. I could have. I'm not impressed. I could have come up with better solutions if you ask me. Yes, yes, you can ride bikes. I remember e- before even I was a kid in school, I used to go to government high and they had bike racks. But that's back in the 70s and 80s when students used to ride bikes to school and you had the bike rack there and you could lock your bike up. And but you don't see students riding bikes to school like that. I haven't seen it anyway. I don't see it. Okay. Um. All right. Okay, guys. So, that's what that was. All right, guys. So, before you leave, I need to put the attendance link in the chat. All right, guys, and I also have some questions. All right. So, what did we learn today? Did anyone learn anything new? Did we learn something new today? Were our lives transformed, or was it just like just walking like it's almost 3 o'clock, man? Stop talking. All right. Which one? Which one? Which one? Oof. Oof. Okay. Solve the problem instead of just leaving it or complaining about it. All right, Debriana, that's fine. I respect your honesty. Okay. All right, guys. So, um, what are the types of exposition that we looked at today and yesterday? Who can remember all of them? If you can remember all of them, you get a thumbs up. You get a thumbs up. Put it in the chat. All of the ones we looked at yesterday and today. I mean, we just reviewed some of them just now. And please don't forget to quickly fill out that form, the attendance form. You have to do that, please. All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat again. All right, help me out, guys. What were the what I think we looked at five different forms of exposition. If you don't remember all, just put what you remember. Okay. Come on, let's see. I see someone. All right, comparison and contrast. Yes. Okay. All right, definition and classification, comparison and contrast, cause and effect. All right, how to. Yuri, I don't know why that is. Try it again. Keep trying, please. Keep trying. Just don't stop until you feel like you've gotten somewhere. All right, so yes, we looked at definition and classification, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, and how to. Okay, so that is it for the day, guys. Please make sure that you have filled out the form. Okay. And I'll. All right. I can't. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Sorry. Okay. Maybe that's the issue here. Hold on. Wait. I think I know what the problem may be. All right. I think I sent you guys the wrong thing.